Go back to another point, and that is, what is the meaning of Jesus touching the lepers? A lot of the fellows in the Jesus seminar will use his action there to say that he was bringing hope to the common man, to the outcast, to the leper, to the sinners. Those days of not having hope are over. I've come to heal this kind of people. Is that all that Jesus was saying there?
Well, I don't think it's all he was saying, and I don't think it's all he was doing, but he certainly wanted to bring the outcasts back into a whole relationship with Jewish society. This is why at one point, when he's dealing with a person like this, he says, go and report to the local priest and show him what's happened to your flesh. Because if the local priest verified that he was normal and his skin was whole, he could once again resume normal life in Jewish society. So, of course, it's true that by doing this, Jesus was bringing hope that they were no longer to be outcasts from Jewish society. But there's something far more profound going on here, too. He's also saying that the old ways of dealing with issues of clean and unclean, now that the kingdom's breaking in, those days are over and gone. The Jews believed that if you touched such a person as this, you were defiled by those persons. Jesus believed, if I touch these people, they are cleansed. Just the opposite. Now that's what the coming of the kingdom means. The coming of the kingdom means redemption, cleansing, renewal, being a new person. So it's more than just offering cold words of comfort or hope. It's more than just touching somebody who's an untouchable. It's actually curing them that's the issue here.
In John Dominic Crossan's view, if that's all that Jesus was doing, then wouldn't it be a disaster if he just died? I mean, what's the hope? Just to proclaim an idea? Whereas, spend a little bit of time right here and talk about why the traditional view of Jesus opens up this beautiful message of the gospel, which includes this point.
Well, I guess part of the issue here is whether we want to value the death and resurrection of Jesus as, in a sense, the fulcrum of history, the real turning point. One of the things that is going on in a lot of the more recent spate of Jesus books is that they want to ignore the passion and resurrection narratives and say Jesus was an important historical figure just on the basis of the things that he said and he did during his earthly ministry. Well, I think that's certainly true, but I'm not sure that Jesus would be remembered if all he did was offer aphorisms and parables and he healed a few people. If he was remembered, he'd be remembered no more than, say, Honi the circle drawer or other early Jewish figures who were sages or miracle workers or holy men. So the real question is, why is Jesus a historic figure? Why is he a historic figure? Is it because he told this parable or touched that person? Well, at the end of the day, I think the answer to that is no. His real historic significance lies in what happened to him and what he did during the last week of his earthly life. And part of what's going on with the Jesus Seminar is a desire to value the earlier ministry of Jesus more highly. Now, I think that's a laudable thing to do. It's too easy just to skip from the birth to the death and resurrection of Jesus. I mean, half of the Gospels are not about that. These other traditions are very important. And now, it's a laudable thing to hold those up, but not at the expense of ignoring the crucial bit of the last